Here comes a ninja at super speed. Here's your look at the forever clever G.I. Joe construction set of the Ninja Speed Cycle. So I thought we could do something a little bit different with this construction set of the Ninja Speed Cycle. Instead of already having it built and showing you guys what it looks like and talking a little bit about Snake Eyes, for it being only 44 pieces, it's something I figure I could at least be able to accomplish building on camera. So we're going to do that. We're going to open up the box and build it so you guys can see how these sets come together, good or bad. For starters, we're going to go ahead and cut the tape on stickers involved. Yes, there are some stickers. And we'll just put the box right there. We may probably need that box for sticker reference. What I don't see the instruction. Oh, there's the instruction manual. Thought for a second the instruction manual wasn't going to be included. Okay, so we'll put that right there. We've got the instruction sheet, and it looks like there's only going to be, 8 steps. That's something I think I can accomplish. For starters, why don't we start putting together Snake Eyes? Funny enough, though, when you're looking at the instruction sheet, how many more times am I going to say instruction sheet? It doesn't show you how to put together the minifigures, so you really have to figure that out for yourself. We'll just pop out the contents for Snake Eyes, bring them up to the front so you guys can actually see them here. And the first thing we're going to want to do is I like to take, there's the body of Snake Eyes. Obviously, this is going to be the front. So I'm going to go ahead and take his arms, snap the first one in, and then we're going to go ahead and take the second arm, pop that in. Then, of course, he needs hands. He can't be holding swords if he doesn't have hands. So we'll get the first hand in. Then we'll take the second hand. There we go. By the way, what happens if you only have one hand? You'd have to go to a second-hand store. I'm here all day. Why don't we go ahead and take Snake Eyes' head. We'll slide that on top of the post. And there's like at least the top half of his body. Then from there, we're going to go ahead and take this part right here. Now this is going to clip into his waist. This is going to be for his legs. I find it's helpful, instead of trying to force one leg on, I find it's easy just to get one leg in and then sort of get the other leg on the other side and then sort of use the weight on either side, or at least the other side of it sort of as a resistance. Pop the two legs together like that. And then we'll go ahead and just slide that in. And there you've got Snake Eyes. Not a bad looking Snake Eyes, other than the fact he's got a little divot point there. I guess, well, they used that for Storm Shadow. I don't think necessarily I would have used it for Snake Eyes, but anyways. Arm articulation, head articulation, and of course you can move the legs back and forth. Okay, so there's Snake Eyes. Now we're going to get the pieces put together for his Ninja Speed Cycle. I'm excited. There we go. Okay, so the first step, putting all my garbage to the side for the time being, we will look at that being step number 1. Okay, kind of get a good gauge and read for all of this. We're going to start with first the main body. It doesn't really look like they've done too much to it. Everything's already put together. You're basically just putting pieces on top of it. So we're going to start first with the spokes for the tires. I'm going to put this in. A little nice rubbery tire. There's the first one. And we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. Are you guys seeing this okay? Let's bring those pieces a little bit more forward so you can get a better idea. Take the other spoke, feed it in between, that's not a word, in between. And then I think from there we can go ahead and just put that into the motorcycle body. It looks like we have to kind of pry this to get that in there. Oh boy, okay. There's one side. Get the other side in. And we got one spinning tire. Let's do that to the other side. Now this one just pops in. Did I get that in all the way? No, I don't think I Don't think I did. Maybe already regretting the fact I decided to do this on camera. The spoke, one side is in. The other side will involve a little bit of prying on my part. I figured this would have been such a simple thing to do, but apparently not. Let's pry this. Hold on one second. Finally got it fixed. Sorry about that. I just had to do that off camera. The tire tread, as you can see, I've got a little bit of crud sticking on the end of my tire. I'm going to have to go and peel, I think, this all off. You can see there's some additional kind of part of the mold that still is left behind. It doesn't affect the tire spinning necessarily, but it's a bit ugly. It's a bit ugly. Okay, so the next step we're going to do is we're going to take these overlapping parts here, and these are just going to fit on top of what I'm guessing will be the seat. You put two pieces to the front, well, one piece on either side. Actually, let's get that to go in the right way. There we go. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I will say normally building things with bricks I find is relaxing. I haven't had much relaxation building these particular sets. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take these flat pieces, and they have to go with the flat side facing forward, and they just overlap like that. Then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, and just like that. I feel like the bricks are coming together a little bit better than some of the sets before, but I mean, just to kind of get things in proper perspective, normally if you took another brick building company that had three pegs, three part of the brick attached to three parts of another brick, it'd be pretty secure. But I'm barely putting force against this. You can see how easy these bricks are to separate from one another. I feel like they should just be a lot more secure than what they are. Okay, so the next step that we're going to do is we're going to take a 2x3, and that's going to go onto the front. Looks like we're kind of just building things up. At least that will make things a little bit more secure on the top. It may still affect the problems with the sides staying on, and then we're going to take this piece, and that's going to overlap. So even like, look at this brick. Look at this brick, how it looks like it's just coming loose. It just doesn't want to stay together. Oh boy. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take one of these pieces, and we're going to give it, I guess, little exhaust ports, little pieces on the back of the bike that, of course, this is the part that goes vroom, vroom, vroom. And that's just going to plug into place like that. Then from there, that's going to go onto the back of the bike. There we go. I find maybe that the camera is trying to focus in on the box. So let me just move that out of the way. We don't really need the box just yet. Again, the pieces don't seem like they want to stay together very well. Okay, then we're going to take a red piece just to break up the color just a little bit. I'm going to pop that in place, keeping everything together as best as we could. And we're going to take this part, that's going to go onto the back. And we're already finished the first side of the instruction sheets. We have made some progress. Then for some strange reason, we're going to take this part, and this is going to, that can't be right. That's going to overlap the front of the bike. Okay, I don't know where Snake Eyes is going to be sitting necessarily, and you can already see one of the problems that it's facing. If you're going to be putting this on like this, it's going to be sitting on an angle because, of course, it's hitting against the front of the bumper. If you think that I've got that in the wrong place and it's not supposed to go over top of the handlebars, unless I've got it... No, I mean, that seems to be... Even like the instructions aren't even quite close either, because if that's going in by two pegs only, two parts of the brick, and then two are going to overlap, that's basically what I've got here. Two are here, and then two are overlapping. I don't know if I'm missing a step, but we're going to push forward. We're going to go ahead and put this piece on. I got to say, this bike is going to be pretty slow. I mean, we could look at the real way that bikes work. There's no way a bike would be able to drive fast enough at fast speeds when it's got so much extra crap all over it. Okay, so the next step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a red brick. That's going to go into the back. And then we're going to take another red flat brick. That's going to go into the back. Get everything sandwiched together. Make sure it's on, there we go, on both sides. Then from there, we're going to go ahead and take a little more of a oh, okay, so there's a couple of steps that we have to do. So I'm just going to put this one down here for a second. And I'm going to take this piece. And we're going to attach that. We're going to attach the front. These are going to be the new handlebars. This is going to snap into place. Actually, no, those aren't handlebars. These look like they're going to be guns. So these are going to go right onto the very front. That's a bit ugly. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and take this piece. That's going to go there. This is going to go on top. Are you guys seeing this okay? Oh, I think I had that the wrong way. This is going to go facing forward. And then we're going to take the windscreen, and that's going to just attach to the front. Providing, of course, you get it a little bit more straighter than what I've got. And you've got something that looks like that. I'm not really sure how this is all going to come about, but okay. We're going to go ahead and now take the handlebars. So these are the handlebars, and they're going to go onto the side. It looks like they're more faucets than anything else. And then the last step is going to be taking a 1x2. That's going to attach to the top. I can get my finger actually in there. And then this piece is going to go on top like this. And then from there, this is going to go and attach to the... That can't be right. That's going to go on top. Oh, maybe unless... No, that's... That can't be right. I'm looking at the instructions. We tabbed that in place. Yeah, okay, that's supposed to go there. That's supposed to go there. I'm not sure what I'm missing here, but there definitely seems to be something... There's some miscommunication, I think, going on here. Unless there is supposed to be a gap underneath, but I don't think that's the case. Well, this is what we've got to work with. I think it's certainly an ugly-looking bike. It looks like it's a motorcycle with just a whole bunch of crap attached to the top of it. And again, providing I followed all the instructions, I mean, there is only 9 steps to finish everything. The only other thing that still has to go on there is, again, the stickers. And the stickers you won't see anywhere on the instructions. For that, you may then have to bring in the actual box. And we're going to take a couple of the stickers, and we're going to apply them just to the front here. This is supposed to go. It's supposed to look like it's clear, but it's not really clear. It's just a white label. That's going to go just over top like that, overlapping a bit. And then we're going to go ahead and take a couple of G.I.JOE labels, and they're supposed to go onto the side. So there's one. And then we'll flip it around to the other side. Nothing, again, is really staying together. And then take the sticker from the other side, or take the sticker and put it on the other side. We'll, again, line everything up. And just smooth it down. I gotta say, that bike is pretty ugly. Again, just get the windscreen on there. Okay, and then we're going to take a few last stickers, and we're going to stick them on. Are we seriously sticking them on? We're apparently supposed to be sticking them right here, I guess by the gas tank. That's on the one side. And then we'll flip it around, and we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. And that's going to stick on. I can already tell you that even with the stickers applied, it hasn't saved at all the look of this bike. I think this bike, now finished, fully assembled and stickered up, still think it looks like an absolute train wreck. Convinced I had done something wrong to build this, I actually went back and double-checked the instructions again to realize that I did miss a crucial step. It's these pieces right here. These should have been shifted further forward and gone right up against the fuel tank of the motorcycle. Then when you put everything essentially on top of it, everything should be lined up properly. The only other step that I did do wrong was the front cannons here should have also been tucked further back. So then as you can see, it still looks like a mess, but at least everything is staying together, or at least everything overlaps one another. Staying together probably still wouldn't be the word I would want to use to describe these sets. I don't know if you can even see it, but the pieces themselves, on their own, seem to be wanting to free themselves from the bricks that are around them. None of the pieces seem to stay together, and things that really, the ones that bother me the most are like these side pieces. Just touching them, just grazing them, you can see that the bricks come loose from one another. And I don't know how many times these exhaust pipes have already popped off the back of the bike. One of the other problems you may also be seeing as you're looking at this, scratching your head, and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, something doesn't seem right, other than, yeah, it looks like one top of a vehicle has been put on top of a motorcycle. A motorcycle doesn't look too bad on its own, but then, like I said, you've got all this mess on top of it. But the bigger problem is the fact, like the Cobra Ferret we looked at before, if we grab ourselves fellow Snake Eyes here, and we try to put him somewhere on the bike, assuming that these faucets are where the handles are supposed to be, well, there's no way that the figure will actually be able to attach onto them. I mean, you can have him hanging off like this, but then he looks too small for this bike. He really should be kind of on the bike like this. If that's the way that most people would ride around on a motorcycle, then yes, that's probably the way you will want to have him displayed. But similar to the Ferrets, because they put a smooth piece right here, this would have been a prime place to actually put Snake Eyes down. And if you look at it, his feet are too big to fit into this gap. So even if you took this right off, his feet wouldn't be able to fit it properly. The feet are intentionally, I don't want to say intentionally, but they're bigger than a standard size brick. So you can't fit them in there. So instead, I'm just going to have Snake Eyes balancing on top and just hope he doesn't go at too fast of a speed where he's going to fall right off the bike. This bike is an absolute mess. And I admit, I didn't do the greatest of jobs of putting it together. Kind of went in there arrogantly thinking that 44 pieces, I could easily handle 44 pieces, but unfortunately putting the first pieces in the wrong way sort of just became an avalanche of mistakes. I fixed it, but we still have quite the hot mess when it comes to this bike. It looks terrible. Let's, for comparisons, put down the Ninja Speed Cycle, which I don't even think it's going to balance properly. It's just going to have to we'll just lay it down. Let's bring in some of the other vehicles that we had a look at, the flimsy Cobra Fang and the Cobra Ferret. The Ferret, just a virtue of the fact that the other two are garbage, seems to be the better vehicle of the three. It's still not perfect, and it still doesn't have any means for Storm Shadow to sit on top of it. Let's get it to balance here. But these vehicles really aren't great. Now, I did also, now keep in mind that these are probably like $3 to $5 if you can find them at local stores in the US. There it goes falling over. I ended up having to buy these on eBay, so I paid a little bit more for them. I also did pick up myself the Hiss. Now, the Hiss, I would assume with being a larger vehicle, there's probably going to be more overlapping pieces. It's probably going to be a more finished, complete, and more staying together build. I can only hope, at least. But I would certainly say, of the experiences that I've had certainly building these, 2 of them off-screen, 1 of them unsuccessfully on-screen, I really have not had a pleasant experience at all building these. Poor Snake Eyes has a Ninja Speed Cycle that won't stay up. I really did want to like these sets. Honestly, truly, I really did want to like the Forever Clever G.I. Joe construction sets. And yet, so far, every single set I've built, I've reviewed, and walked away from, I've walked away generally unsatisfied and feeling like I really wasted the money. I mean, initially, going into these sets, I thought, hey, fine, we're getting small little fangs, ferrets, and whatever this thing's supposed to be. I'm down with the idea of getting G.I. Joe construction sets. While building them, though, I realized the error of my ways. These sets are cheap, they don't stay together, and in the case of poor Snake Eyes, again, I have to draw everyone's attention to the fact that not only Snake Eyes is unable to sit on the bike, but the bike doesn't stand on its own. With all the extra crud and crap that you put all over the bike, after that, can't even stand on its own. And I think that's a bit of a fail. Not as big of a fail as me deciding to build this on camera, because, Murphy's Law as it is, if I was building this, my own spare time, I would have looked at the set, realized, yeah, those bricks probably could have been moved a little bit more further forward, and I would have fixed the problem before I hit the record. But of course, me deciding 44 pieces, I can totally handle 44 pieces. I totally couldn't handle 44 pieces. Have you picked up the Ninja Speed Cycle for yourself? If you have my condolences. But let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think of it, whether you've picked up any of these sets for yourself or based on these reviews that you guys have been watching. Poor Snake Eyes. If you guys are new to this channel, enjoying all the content you're seeing, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and turn, of course, then the bell notification on so you get those friendly reminders of whenever new videos are getting posted up. Of course, even though we have wrapped up 3 dumpster fires so far of these construction sets, I still push forward because I have also picked up the Cobra Hiss, and I'm hoping the Cobra Hiss will redeem so far what this line has been so far, an absolute train wreck. Lots of stuff coming your way, guys, so as always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.